Letter to my cousin, Kirk. Today is the day I get my mother's will and insurance beneficiary statement from GMAC. I still have a copy of the complaint I filed when your mom and dad robbed my mother's house, along with mom's Verizon phone records and text messages from the week before and after her death. I really hoped that your father would have called me so I could have forgiven him and got some closure of this chapter in my life. But he didn't. And as a result, I will be taking all of this evidence to the grand jury for a full investigation this week. At that point, it will be out of my hands. The look of guilt and fear on your father's face when he asked me who I was, sitting next to him, crying when my mother's picture came up on the screen at Aunt Ella's funeral, was priceless. And when he jumped up and told your mom, sitting 2 rows back, I watched the fear set in, knowing that this day would come at any moment. When I first walked into Ella's funeral, Townsend was laughing, talking to several people. And as I walked by, I said, "Hey, Townsend, how you been?" and kept walking. He looked like he had just seen a ghost. Timmy Little and I didn't see him for the rest of the funeral because he ran and hid like the coward he is. It's going to get very expensive for Townsend, your mom and dad, hiring lawyers for criminal and civil court cases, traveling to depositions and trials. All of this could have been avoided if your mom and dad would have just returned the van loads of my mother's property they hauled to Hillsboro for 3 days after she died, like I asked them to. But they never answered the phone or returned my messages. And even now, when I'm offering mercy and forgiveness, they're still spitting in my mother's face. Now my mother's siblings will watch their children and grandchildren inheritance disappear in slow motion. You yourself shouldn't be surprised. I gave you my number and asked you to call, so enjoy the show, cuz your cousin, Donald Faulkner.